guys, the Full Kites here, Laudrak, Montreal, Quebec, and in front of me today I have a box of 2015-16 Superlative Hockey, which we already rocked like Rocky. So I'm going to get into this in a second. I just want to mention in passing that tomorrow is the release day of Hobby Box of 2021-22 Upper Deck Series 2. I like Series 2 in comparison to Series 1, and because historically they had the Young Gun canvases in it. I think now it's a little bit, bleeds a bit, but what I liked about Series 2 is they always had these update cards of Victory and all this other stuff. Now it's been OPC for years. I love the notion of low-end OPC update rookie cards within Series 2, and they're, all the inserts being sort of rookie related. Anyways, I'm gonna break a box of that stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna post it probably by about 4 o'clock. What I did want to do is reel back, I already broke this box. It was like $500 all in Canadian. And it's 7 cards per box, one of my favorite breaks ever. But what I want to talk a little bit about today is about the Leaf Redemption. So I hit a redemption in here and it's expired, so I want to tell you what happened with it and what's going on with it. So just really quickly, I'll go through the initial break. If you missed it, it's actually one of my favorite breaks ever. So it has 7 cards in it. It was just a ridiculous break. I mean, it's like, the first card I hit was like a Grant Fuhr number _25 jersey swatch, which is fine. And I also hit a Tretiak, like relic numbered 5 of 5, so it's like a gold or whatever they call it. It says on the back that it's a game used jersey, but that's obviously not a jersey. It's a glove or a pad or something. I mean, Tretiak, historically he was considered one of the best goalies ever. And I hit this Brian Bellis. I actually hit 5 autos in this box, including Brian Bellis, who's on the 1993 Stanley Cup champs. That's a 4 of 5, so that's also numbered to 5, so it's a gold or whatever. I hit this crazy acetate of Eric Lindros, which is unbelievable. I think the last card in the break was this thing here, which is this Glenn Hall. What a bonus, number to 5. Everything was a gold number to 5, so it's auto jersey Glenn Hall. He won the Conn Smythe in defeat, and I think he went to the Cup like 3 years in a row. I think he's on Scotty Bowman's teams when Scotty Bowman entered the league, but really, really, really unbelievable, like Glenn Hall, like HOF. And I hit one of the best hits I've ever hit. They advertised this box through this card, the Immortals of, and it's so beautiful, looks like Upper Deck black, lustrous rookies, so cool looking. Also a gold 4 of 5. It's my first Mario ever. But unfortunately I hit this redemption. So the redemption actually is an Immortals card, although it might be a base card as opposed to low numbered. I think they're all low numbered. But I hit the Fedorov, or Fedorov, however you like to pronounce him these days. So parallels may be awarded at the time of fulfillment. I didn't even ask about that. So I think they're supposed to be numbered to 25 or less, or 20 or less. I'm gonna show the checklist. But yeah, man, so I hit basically this card, but this card here, but Fedorov, and it was expired as of 2017, right? So that's 5 years ago. So this box from 2015 is like 6-7 years ago. Basically, long story short, I went on Twitter and I went on Facebook and I tried to message them. Then I went through their customer service. I went through, I think, the redemption program. And anyways, they never got back to me. I emailed them and they never got back to me. I sent out an email. So I was kind of frustrated. So yesterday I was just kind of losing. I was like, well, what the hell do I do? So I scratched it, which is always scary to scratch it because you don't know if they'll redeem it if you scratch it. But I took a photo of it before I scratched it. I also took a timestamp of the video and showed them a link to the video where I broke it. And the timestamp was 4:20 on the dot, which is really entertaining. I don't smoke pot, so why would it be 4:20? I don't know what deities are making fun of me. But anyways, so finally I kind of lost my mind and I filled out one of their online forms, customer service forms. Well, what I first did is I called them up and I went to 2 voicemails and both those voicemails were full. So that's when I lost my mind and I contacted them through this web form on their customer service page, not their redemption page. And I kvetched and I basically say, guys, like, where the hell are you? What are you gonna do about this stupid thing? And then I sent them the photo of it, both unscratched and scratched, and the link, as I mentioned. And they called me up. They called me up within 15 minutes. They called me right back. And they sent me out an email. And basically what they did is they said, we do not have the Fedorov of this card. In fact, we only have 2 cards. We have the Johnny Bower and we have the Phil Esposito of this card. Now, I don't know whether it's parallels or not. I didn't even ask them. I probably should have asked. And they said, which one do you want? You want the Phil Esposito or do you want the Johnny Bower? So that was kind of interesting. And what would you guys have done? I think the Phil Esposito is a little bit more valuable, I'd say, just on average. And Johnny Bower, I think, used to sign a lot. I actually looked online, and I basically answered it straight out. So I didn't do any research, and I answered, and you guys can guess what I answered. I think some of you probably know what the answer was. Then I did some research afterwards, just sort of second guessing myself, because I actually really do like Phil Esposito. I remember him playing against the Habs and getting eliminated by the Habs in the late 70s when he was with the Rangers, and he's an 06 player. Johnny Bower's also an 06 player, because Johnny Bower's rookie card is with the Rangers. It's a really cool rookie card. I think it's from 54, Parker's. Really, really cool rookie card. But anyway, so I was kind of put me on the spot. Johnny Bower, I know, has 4 Stanley Cups. I know that Phil Esposito has 2 Stanley Cups. I think Phil Esposito won the Art Ross like 5 times. Johnny Bower won the Vezina. So it was like one of these things, like which one, and I didn't know. But of course I went with my gut, knowing for a fact that Phil Esposito is probably worth maybe a little bit more. On the other hand, Phil Esposito will continue to sign, and Johnny Bower died in 2017. So anyways, and Phil Esposito, by the way, has one of the nicest signatures in the hobby. So probably you guys would have chosen Phil Esposito. It's maybe safer in some ways, but of course I went with my heart, and I picked, guess who? I picked Johnny Bower. And so then I looked online afterwards to see, and there are cards numbered to 25, which is weird because I thought the cards were supposed to be numbered to 20 according to the checklist, 20 or less, of Johnny Bower. I saw one Johnny Bower online, only one, of the Immortals, and it's not the cleanest signature. I'm hoping mine will be a little bit nicer. And of the Espositos, I didn't see any online. I saw 0 online. But I did see the 1-of-1 printing plate of the Immortals. So there you go. What would you guys have picked? What would you guys have picked? And interestingly, the only redemptions on the checklist would happen to be the Fedorov, the Johnny Bower, and the Phil Esposito. So wasn't that cool that, it expired in 2017, and then they found an apt replacement? And I have to tell you, from my own personal preference, Phil Esposito and Johnny Bower, to me, I would prefer more than Fedorov. But I'm, in the Canadian market, so, you tell me. And I like old vintage guys, so. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for my break tomorrow, and leave a comment underneath who you would have picked or who you like best from the entire checklist of the Immortals. I love these. I love these lustrous rookies, Upper Deck Black look. I just think they're the most beautiful autos. One last thing, if you do an eBay search of all of the autos from Phil Esposito and all of the autos from Johnny Bower, it's actually, if you look online, it's actually about the same amount. What might differentiate the two is the demand for one versus the other. All right, I think it's no brainer for most people. They'll say Phil Esposito, but on Fulton cards, right? Like, I'm like Joe Goalie. So that's basically it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with the break of Upper Deck Series 2. Please be sure to sub, like, #Jordan. I'll be full cards live and direct from a place called Montreal, Quebec.
Everybody was dancing